afternoon, everyone. Angel, stop crying, baby. You're gonna make me cry. Good afternoon, moms, dads, abuelas, abuelos. We welcome you all in this wonderful celebration of the class of 2018. Where that's my baby shouting is necessary. Thank you for joining us today in this celebration of this class's accomplishments. Let me first begin by applauding you all for sticking through hard and unusual times we have all endured. From attending Medis in 3 different locations, to the 50 to 75 page autobiography, to the 10-page STP paper, STP project, and 105 community service hours later, we are here. In my eyes, the last class, officially, of Medis. Today is a turning point for each of our lives. We have wandered the streets of Camden and the halls of Medis, trying to figure out what it is we will do after high school. From this point, we will either sink or swim, and from the looks of it, we are all great swimmers. We will not dwell and reminisce about just thinking about the past. We will also look forward into our future. I do not know about anyone else in here, but before you all, I see future nurses, nurse practitioners, hairstylists, police officers, and a travel nurse. As I look over all the faces I behold today, perception of you is all washed away. I no longer see you for what you were. I see you for who you will be, strong and successful individuals. Some have lost mothers, fathers, brothers and sisters, and friends, but we have all managed to stick through it all. And for that, I am proud of you all. Give yourselves a hand.
Good afternoon, staff, students, family, and friends. I would like to thank you for attending this historical moment in our young but talented lives. We've all met adversity, but had the will to overcome every single obstacle. Nothing worth having will ever come easy. And I speak for us all when I say high school wasn't easy. But the struggle and hard work made this moment so much more than just a ceremony. From struggling with projects to juggling work placed on us by teachers, I like to say we finally made it. But this definitely isn't the end of our journey, because we all didn't come this far just to come this far. The only person that could ever stop us from making our dream a reality is us. At this moment, you aren't just looking at the graduating class, you're looking at the future. Amen. So next we'll have our first valedictorian, Jamir Williams.
Good afternoon, family, friends, and mentors of 2018 graduates. My name is Jamir Williams, and I'm proud to be graduating today. Without God and my mother, none of this would actually possible. So I thank you too from the bottom of my heart. My motto for high school was, winners never quit, quitters never win. High school wasn't easy, but I pushed through with determination. I represent the future for my family and the future generation they're depending on. The only place I can go from here is up. Fear of failure is what inspired me not to become one. I had to ask myself, who's capable of stopping me? Nobody. I will conquer anything that will try and get in the way of my success. I hope my close high school friends had the same mindset. 4 years ago, the class of 2018, which is walking through the doors of Medis High School. And we have had many memories over the past 4 years. We all had one goal in mind, and that was to make our mark in the school that we attended and to make our mark on the world once we graduated. We all have different career aspirations, but we're all bound by the same cause, and that is to graduate. We are your class 2018, not just because we screwed our way past every year, but because we put in hard work and effort. We could not have done this without the family, friends, and teachers constantly encouraging us to keep up the good work. The beginning of my senior year, I found myself having this conversation. Dear self, sometimes you don't realize how far you've gotten until you look around at the people who are still trailing far behind you. Please grind into your mental needs. Be smart about every decision you make. You will find yourself about to do something crazy. If you know it's something stupid, please don't do it. It's never hard to look back on life and realize the things you could have changed, resolved, or avoided. But it's always hard trying to figure out why you did it in the first place. After reflecting, it feels great to know that I have achieved every goal that I have set for myself thus far. I do not let anyone scare me at my full potential, and that's why I am here today. This is a huge accomplishment, and I would not have been able to do it without my great mentors, Mrs. G, Ms. Freeman, Mrs. G, Ms. Freeman, Ms. Sheena, Ms. Maita, Ms. Smith, and most of all, Mr. Fitzky and Mrs. Hurd. Because of you, I am now a respectful, determined, mature, and successful young man. I would like to give a special shout out to Ms. Dickerson for always cash apping me money for food and for always bringing me places for food. I love your craft dip. Even though I expect the high school to be like it is with TV shows, with all the negativity that was hitting me with, I still show them who's boss by having the best high school experience. My school has taught me that there is no such thing of an excuse and to always take advantage of the opportunity that remains. My educational and professional career objectives are inspired by some of the successful role models in my life. I stand here proud to announce that I will be attending Rome University this fall, pursuing my career in education through the IMPACT program that increases health practice. I have been fortunate enough to have close relationships with adults who have succeeded in many arenas of life, despite the odds and personal experiences. Having been raised in a city where the odds are stacked against me and other residents, I know that I have to work hard to maintain a better. I know that I have to work hard to maintain a better level of focus. When I graduate from college, I plan to return to Camden to make positive changes in the city. I have heard many of my friends say that they want to move away from the city and never look back. But I want to make changes within Camden so that the future residents will have a place that they can be proud to call home. The city means more to me than the place where I live. It represents hope in the future for children like me who will not have as many options as other children in the country. I'm a young man who can see what it is my city is capable of achieving, and I challenge my peers to create a new outlook in Camden, New Jersey. As I come to a close, I will share some thoughts with a few of my close friends. Please do not be offended if I do not call your name, and as I call your name, please stand. Jasmine Trueblood. You may not be aware of this. Jasmine Trueblood, you may not be aware of this, but you have made me more confident in the skin that I am more than ever, and I love you for that. I appreciate our Beyonce and Jay-Z moments. Shamika, the sky's the limit, and if you can't reach it, I'll help you build a rocket ship. I remember when you didn't like me our freshman year because I bumped into your knee. I remember when you didn't like me our freshman year because I had bumped into your knee inside the library. But besides that one hiccup, I thank you for always being there when I call and you're always on time. You are my rock best friend. Your secrets will be secrets no matter what we go through. Yasmin, you are my sister and you're always here to protect me when I'm down. I will never forget about you and the way you have made me feel in your presence. Rayshawn, you have accepted me for me no matter what anybody else has said, and that's the true meaning of brotherhood. Jasmine Dickerson, you can get pretty irritated or irritating. But I really do realize how good of a friend you are. I will miss you. Halima, thank you for always keeping me on track when I was falling off. You're going to be a huge success in the future. Diamond, I hate your laugh because you don't stop. I hate your laugh because you don't stop, but you add so much positivity to the group. Lastly, Sierra. Although we've known each other since middle school, I didn't really have a close relationship with you. Our relationship has grown since junior year, and I'm glad that we partnered together with our senior thesis project. You will always be in my heart. To everyone,
Take your time. Take your time.
to everyone who is standing on stage with me today, today is a turning point in each of our lives. We have spent the past 4 years monitoring the great hall of this school, and now we are ready to go on. We have learned, laughed, and most of all matured together. But today doesn't just concern reminiscing about the past, it's also about looking forward into our future. I would like to say thank you. I'm saying thank you for all the good and bad times that we have experienced together. If I could go back and do it all over again with the same peers, staff, and environment, trust to believe that I will without a doubt. Your loyalty is like no other. I appreciate you for always defending me in my presence and absence. No matter what we go through, no matter what we went through, no other great lived, and that's what you call loyalty. Now is not the time to give up. God has brought you this far, and after all you went through to get to this point, please understand that He is still with you. So keep on doing well, and trusting in Him, and you're destined to make it. And please make everyone in this audience proud. Your time is coming, and through Him, you're destined to make it. The diploma we receive today represents success and achievement, but we must remember the journey that came with this achievement, both the heartache and happiness. With that being said, I am eager to see how well life treats you. It has been said that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with but single step. I, Jamie Williams, will not believe in my footsteps if someone else to follow. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamie. Next, we will have Jasmine Trueblood, Beyonce Knowles, with our lasting impression. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jasmine, and in the fall, I will be attending NJCU to major in nursing. So much of what we learn about love is taught by those who never loved us. But today I woke up for gratitude for those who do. Thanks for not giving up on me. Because of you, I laughed a little bit more, cried less, and smiled more. Class of 2018, we didn't realize we were making memories, we just knew we were having fun. Speaking of memories, remember freshman year we played hide and seek and Miss Cologne called us and she said that's why we run like crackheads anyway. Or the times when Officer Graves would give feedback even though he never saw the presentation. Or remember sophomore year when Ray Sean wanted to be a rapper and kept trying to rap battle everybody. Stapinski, remember you was trying to teach me how to park and I accidentally did run you over? Or nothing compared to the time where Nassim read his valedictorian speech and it sounded exactly like Nassim. Or when Yasmin was crying and she blamed it on her contacts or allergies that she don't have. One time we had an exhibition and Jermaine's tooth came out right and all he did was put it right back in. So many memories with some of the best people. I never thought I could learn love through people I just met. It's like a brother-sister love. No matter how much y'all get on my nerves, I can't help but love y'all. Family does not mean having parents, brothers, and sisters, but to have a group of people who loves, cares, and understands you the most. Class of 2018 showed me that you can start late, look different, be uncertain, and still succeed. It's not blood that makes you family, it's the love. Lastly, don't give up on you because they gave up on you. What they think should never enforce what you know. You should never change how you feel about yourself because the battle is not with them, the battle is within. The competition is with you, nobody else. Losers focus on winners and winners focus on winning. So keep your eyes on the prize.
life when your life, my bad, y'all. It doesn't matter who doubts your life when your life is highly favored. Thanks.
Yeah, right, Sean? Yeah.
Next we'll have And I Appreciate You by Gloria Perez, Isaiah McCain, Jasmine Dickerson, and Sierra Muse.
Okay, girl.
Good afternoon, everybody. Trade your expectations for appreciation, and the world changes instantly. Tony Robbins. 4 years ago, I met Ms. Gardner, or like I like to call her, Ms. G. She was very good friends with my former advisor, Mr. James Ennis. Actually, thanks to him, I built a student-teacher relationship with her. Ms. G has helped me through all my 4 years of high school, but she recently became my advisor/teacher. She welcomed my classmates' 12th grade year with her big, warm, strong, loving hugs. Those hugs have never stopped. Ms. Gardner is an amazing human being. Referring back to my quote, I expected her to be the best teacher because she helped the class of 2012 graduate. However, she became much more than that. She taught me not to expect. You can't hold people to standards you created for them. Appreciate who they are. Today I am thankful for having you here and for being my advisor, for guiding us through the doors of adulthood. Ms. Gardner, you are a very strong woman and I admire you. Thank you for putting up with every single one of us, for bringing joy to our class every single day with that spectacular smile. Thank you for being there to listen to every problem we have. Lastly, thank you, Ms. G, for guiding us, inspiring us, making us the trailblazers we are today. Thank you.
Been in my face all day.
Right, nephew.
My name is Isaiah McCain, and I will be attending NJCU in the fall to master in communications. Where do I begin? Since I've attended this grade school 4 years ago, I've been greeted by staff that want nothing but the best for me and my 30 other classmates on the stage today. I've had two advisors since being here at CBPLA, Mr. Fetterman and Ms. Gardner. Two awesome people that never turned their students down when help was needed. Unfortunately, in the middle of my sophomore year, Mr. Fetterman departed from the school and I had to find a new advisor. When I was put into Ms. G's advisory, I was skeptical it would not work out because I really didn't know anybody in the class. But everyone in my new advisory welcomed me with open arms, especially Ms. G. Not only did she help me attain an internship my sophomore year, but she drove me there every chance she had.
Thanks, Miss G.
There was never a day where I felt like I couldn't talk to Ms. G about anything. I'm going to miss the days telling her about all my problems and using her as my own personal therapist. I have one biological mother, a godmother, and a pair of grandmothers, but this year I realized I had another added to that list. She is Caucasian. She is Caucasian, has red hair, a love for literature, and has a very warm heart. She will be invited to my college graduation, my wedding, and if I'm ever drafted by a Major League Baseball team, and if I'm ever drafted by a Major League Baseball team, I know she'll be the first person to call and congratulate me. Ms. G, this award is for always treating us like your own and never abandoning us when we needed you. I will never forget all of the amazing things you've done for me and the whole class of 2018. We thank you and we love you.
there are no limits to success and how to face challenges throughout the day without complaints. Whether you're clocked in or out, your arms will always open and you are ready to help your babies. Thank you for your kindness, commitment, and patience. Thank you for being a great leader and a role model for all of us here today. Remember all the times when we would stay after school late just to get work done, or the days we went on advisory dates? How about all the FaceTime calls at night, and we called you over and over again until you answered? And what about those college trip rides? I personally can't forget the days that I needed to have a meltdown, and you were always there to explain to me that everything will be better and everything won't always go my way. We appreciate you and love you very much. No one will ever be able to replace you in our hearts. Class of 2018, we get there, we're the best yet, but without you, we wouldn't be. On behalf of the class of 2018, thank you.
Good afternoon, my name is Jasmine Dickerson, and I will be attending Stockton University in Galloway. Alright, so I have an award here titled Mission Accomplished, presented to Erica Stefanski for believing in our goals, helping us take risks, and providing us with invaluable guidance. We appreciate you. We appreciate you, Mendy's High School Class of 2018. On behalf of the class of 2018, and it's a cat, and inside it's a picture of our baby, her baby.
Next, we will have our ball of sunshine. This bundle of joy of ours, Evian Feliciano. Good afternoon, everyone. Class of 2018, parents, staff, administration, and honored guests. My name is Evian Feliciano, and I have the honor of presenting my valedictorian speech. It's all about closing old doors and opening new ones, finding myself and who I am in this world, realizing that sometimes all I have is myself. I've been through pain and struggle and got my fair share of deep depression and sorrow. I can't say I've overcome it because that would be me lying, but I'm willing to close that door and walk into this new one. I don't know what to expect, but I know that I'm ready. There'll be a few bumps in the road. I don't think for a second that it'll be steady, but I'm definitely ready. Now, this isn't an average school. This is somewhere where you can be yourself. It doesn't matter if you're only in the 9th grade or about to be a freshman in college. Whether you're extremely shy and can barely crack a smile, or you're someone who can hardly contain their joy by dancing and talking and always getting in trouble. I've seen tremendous growth not only in myself, but also in my brothers and sisters who attend this school with me. And no, none of them are blood related. But this has become my second home, and they are all family. I've been going through a really hard time lately, and sometimes I could barely get up in the morning. Nobody here fully knows what I go through and how I feel. But every single day I come and they provide this wonderful atmosphere to make me feel loved and welcome me into their arms, brightening up my whole day. If you saw me, all you would see is a smile that radiates and is seen across the room. Every single person here has watched me blossom into a beautiful, outgoing young lady and actually make it to my senior year. This is home, this is family, and there's no place I'd rather be dragged to every single day than here. I've grown a lot as a person from my freshman year in high school. I used to be really shy, and now they can't get me to be quiet. Okay, but I still have a ton of growth to make, and I know a lot of people still believe that I need to come out of my shell, but I feel like that comes with time and isn't something that can be rushed. My freshman year in Wilson was really bad, so I came to Med East and hoped for a fresh start and to better myself because I know the people I was around in Wilson wouldn't help me achieve anything. Sophomore year, starting here was great. I met some really good friends, kept up with my grades, and stayed to myself. Going into junior year, I realized that those great friends were actually toxic. And looking back now, they still are, so I'm glad you walked out of my life and never turned back. Junior year, I struggled a lot, but it wasn't with my grades or fake friends. It was a constant mental battle that I fought every single day. But then again, I had someone really toxic that didn't help either, carrying all that weight around. So junior year came and went, and I got through it just like I did with everything else. Now I have to say, they lied right in our face when they said that junior year was going to be the hardest, because this senior year has been the most stressful, depressing, financially burdened, disrespectful year out of all of high school. So the first day of school was the absolute worst. I literally cried all day for no reason at all, except that because I didn't want to be here. Don't even get me started on this year's first quarter exhibition where I had an anxiety attack and Majid still made me present even though I was all ugly. I couldn't breathe and was crying, which I still think was really wrong, but just like everything else, I got through it. Until this year, a lot of the teachers didn't even know that I had a voice. I was so to myself and scared to even speak up, scared that I stutter and mess up. And let's be honest, I still don't know how to talk to people. I come off as mean and aggressive when I have nothing but the best intentions. Sorry, not sorry for being so honest. This year has to be the most draining for me mentally. See, since I was 11, I struggled with depression. And at 13, I was diagnosed clinically depressed, which is also known as major depression. Most of the time, I feel numb. I don't want to talk to or be around anyone. I sleep all day. And don't get me wrong, I have my really high moments that last for a week. But then it's followed by these really bad lows that will last for 3 weeks. I feel alone and like nobody can even save me. Sometimes I won't be in school for days at a time because I can't even get out of bed in the morning, but it's not like anyone notices. It's followed by days of eating everything in sight to not eating for weeks, and times where I sometimes don't want to be alive, and I have a whole bunch of scars mentally and physically to prove it. And if I'm going to be honest, I never expected to make it this far. It was never my goal, but here I am standing today, alive, to prove that anything. I really made it to my senior year. I'm really here doing this. Something I never thought I'd be able to do. I was a girl who was raised around sunshine and laughter, whose household was made up of loving smiles, and a little one filled with brightness and blessed with a smile that could light up a whole room. A girl whose intelligence surpassed those of her peers and surprised her teachers. How is it that a young child like this, who has so much going for herself, whole world could be turned around with just the reality of life? It wasn't easy at all, but I made it. It's all about self-reflection and being able to see what you have to change within yourself to get a better, upgraded version. You need to go from wanting to change your life to deciding to change your life. Wanting can be done sitting on the couch with a travel magazine on your lap. Deciding means jumping in all the way, doing whatever it takes, and going after all your dreams with the tenacity of a dateless cheerleader a week before prom. It's about having the guts to show up as the brightest, happiest, and best version of yourself, whatever that looks like to you. I know that the class of 2018 will be able to make a difference as I've seen growth within everyone in one way or another. We need smart people with huge hearts and creative minds. We need people to feel happy and fulfilled and loved. We need to be surrounded by people who radiate self-love and abundance. We need people to be out of struggle and start living large and on purpose so they can be an inspiration to others who want to rise up too. You are a victim of the rules that you live by, and it's not your fault if you're messed up, but it's your fault if you stay messed up. Most of us are living in an illusion based on someone else's beliefs, and I can pretty much guarantee that every time you ask yourself what my problem is, the answer lies in some lame, limiting, and false subconscious belief that you've been dragging around without even realizing. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. All of us are connected to this limitless power, and most of us are using only but a fraction of it. Let your faith be greater than your fear. If you are anxious, then you are living in the future. If you are depressed, then you're living in the past. And if you are at peace, then you're living in the present. And instead of trying to live up to these people on TV, try seeing yourself through the eyes of someone who admires you. They get it. They believe in you. They aren't connected to your insecurities and negative beliefs about yourself. All they see is your true glory and potential. You are loved massively, ferociously, and unconditionally. You are perfect. And if you really love yourself, everything in life works. We arrive here as perfect little bundle of joys and then set about the task of learning to unlove ourselves. How ridiculous is that?
Self-love, the simplest yet most powerful thing ever, flies right out the window when we start taking in outside information. When we're happy and all in love with ourselves, we can't be bothered with all the other dumb stuff. I wouldn't be where I'm at now without the help of a few people. First and foremost, Ms. G for pushing me and constantly nagging at me to get my stuff done, even though I didn't talk to you for a month for taking away my lunch privilege. Ms. Lipinski for being one of the best teachers here. Half of this year wouldn't have happened without you. Thank you to all my sons and daughters for making this school year filled with laughter and also, thanks to one of my closest friends who knows me inside and out and experienced every single thing with me, good and bad. You were my best friend and first love, and thank you for everything you taught me through these years. But thank you for leaving as well, because now I am flourishing. Thank you to my absolute best friend in the world, Sierra. Thank you for the encouraging little texts every morning and the FaceTime calls when I was all ugly and crying, seeking comfort. Thank you for the lunch dates and goofy moments. Thank you for radiating positivity and being the sunshine and light bright that I needed in my life. You truly made an impact on my life, and I hope you did in my heart. I love you. Thank you to my little sisters, where at times, y'all seem more like the big sister. When I was being too goofy, playing around too much, to the times where I couldn't get out of bed, and she lay there with me all day, holding me as I cried and watched TV and fed me. I love you, Navalue. Thank you for being there at my lowest these past few months. You're 12, but your heart is of a 20-year-old. Sisters are different flowers from the same garden, and always remember that if you fall, I'll pick you up after laughing. Thank you for letting me be the role model to 4 beautiful young girls. Thank you to my mom for making things happen even when we had nothing. We went from being homeless to making a home here in Camden. I love you to the moon and back, and I can't wait until August 31st to fight you. I'll give you the world one day, I promise. Thank you for my dad and uncle for breaking my heart far before any little boy did. And even though you'll be here for my graduation to celebrate my success, you sure weren't here through my failure and struggles. Thank you. That's great. But thank you, Evian, for pushing through everything that was thrown at you. This day is yours to celebrate because, baby, you made it. So, class of 2018, thank you for making this year the absolute best. I wish you all a successful life full of growth and love. We will be the change we want to see in the world, but it all starts with us. For anyone struggling with depression, you'll get better eventually. If I can make it, then anyone can. Glad to be alive to share my next journey. Glad to be alive to share my journey. But for my next journey, I'll be attending NJCU with a major in early childhood education. I hope I can impact kids' lives and make a difference in the world. The world is ours to conquer, as we're all gems once pressure is applied.
Thank you, Abby. We love you too. So I have the absolute pleasure of introducing the phenomenal, engaged Diamond Matthews. Sorry, y'all, I'm real goofy, so. Okay.
Good afternoon, CBPLA staff, parents, district members, and the class of 2018. My name is Diamond Dunlap Matthews. In the fall of 2018, I will be attending RCGC. One thing that goes along with RCGC, I will be playing basketball for them, and I will be doing Roman choice. So that means that I will be taking classes at Roman University and RCGC while playing basketball. And I'm majoring in criminal justice. Perseverance is the hard work you do after you get tired of doing the hard work you already did. Today I've been given an opportunity to give an individual who not only has impacted my life in a large way, but also impact the students in the class of 2018, whether it was direct or indirectly. This individual is kind, caring, outgoing, and is a great mentor. And always make sure they give me a hug or says I love you before they leave the room. This person helped me figure out the career path to take in college and also helped me understand that the career that I wanted to pursue can also be a long-term career. Mr. Jordan Matthews. Mr. Jordan Matthews' high school educational experience at Madison Academy in Madison, Alabama, graduating with honors in 2010. He went to Vanderbilt University in Nashville, Tennessee, where he graduated in 3.5 years with his Bachelor's of Arts degree in economics. He is one of the most best receivers in the SEC history. Jordan Matthews was selected by the Philadelphia Eagles, 42nd overall in 2014 the NFL Draft. Now he's playing for the Patriots. Congratulations. Jordan established Matthew Missions in 2016 to give back to the communities that have shaped him as an athlete, teammate, friend, and citizen. Matthew's missions theme is to work with those communities to feed the homeless, educate the children, empower the family, and donate to those in need. I would like to congratulate Mrs. Matthews. Sorry, I had to take this up. I would like to congratulate Mrs. Matthews and Mr. Matthews on their engagement and their little bundle of joy. Now let's give a big welcome to Jordan Matthews.
Thanks so much, Diamond. Wow, this is Diamond's awesome. Obviously, you can tell how great she is. Thank you so much for this. Guys, wow, to the class of 2018, Camden, to all the parents, family members, I love moments like this more than anything. I know I'm like the inspirational speaker right now, but I don't even like to be as formal, because I like the real. And this is real right here. So y'all give these kids another round of applause. One thing I do want to say before I start speaking, it is truly an honor not to just speak to the young men and women that are graduating today, but also this community. One thing that I hate to tell people is that I understand. I try to stay away from that term because I think it's hard to ever really understand what it's like to be in someone else's shoes. All of us have been created differently. All of us have different stories, different origins, different futures. Okay, so before I even get to any of my speaking points, I want to say this at first. I do not understand. These kids, what they have had to go through to get to this stage was way harder than what I had to go through to get to this stage. I'm not going to sit up here and act high and mighty right now in this moment because I'm on stage. I do not understand, but I want to try and give you guys some truths that you all can stand under. Okay, and this is actually my first time speaking to a crowd that's behind me. So I guess what, Pastor, you feel like when the choir is behind you. So, but maybe somebody out here needs to hear this too, so I'm really excited to do this. But I've got 4 points for you guys that I hope can help hopefully carry you guys through your college years. The first one, this will be the only one that rhymes, I promise. But doing what is required will ultimately get you fired. Okay. The days of merely doing your homework and turning it in on time, being on time for your tests, being on time for class, and doing the bare minimum are over. Okay? high school, the things that we do, like as far as the assignments that we get from our parents, from the principals, all those things are great. But the next step that you guys are taking in life, guys, I promise you, we're going to have to go the extra mile. Everybody in this world does not have the same starting point. I like to illustrate this way. So, like down in Michigan, I played at Vanderbilt University. If you haven't heard of Vanderbilt University, it's because we hadn't played too many primetime games. But we actually play in the SEC, and so we play in the best conference outside the AFC and the NFC, okay? So my school actually only has 6,000 students, but we still go play Alabama, LSU, Florida, the schools that you guys know and probably heard of. Well, it dawned on me about my freshman year when we played Alabama. Their players looked a lot different than our players. Some of these guys look like refrigerators and SUVs. And, some of my linemen look like they hadn't had a meal in 3 weeks. And so when it came to my second year and we started training in the summer, I started thinking, okay, what's going to bridge the gap? How can we beat Alabama? So I started looking at recruiting. I started looking at the guys that Alabama was getting. I'm telling you guys right now, they were getting cats out of Louisiana, Georgia, that were going to be 6'6", 320, whether they wanted to or not. Okay, and the guys that we were getting, okay, looked like the superintendent for some of the high schools in this area. And I was like, okay. They just weren't big. And so I went to my strength coach. I said, hey, how long does Alabama train? How long do we allow us to train? So Alabama trains probably the same as every other college team. They work out for an hour 30. I say, okay, how long are we working out for? He said, we work out for an hour 30. I said, well, we only work out for the same amount of time as Alabama works out. By the time we meet on Saturday, it's going to look like they've been working 10 hours. Guys, I'm telling you right now, everybody's starting line in this country is different. You have to understand where you are in this world. You have to also appreciate it, but you have to be transparent and real with yourself. And whatever time you put in, you have to go the extra mile to bridge that gap if you want to reach the places that you want to go reach. When I got to Vanderbilt, guys, I got there on a football scholarship. I knew in order for me to catch up to the rest of those guys that were in my class, the people who, the valedictorians, smartest kids, 4.0 students, I knew that I was going to put that extra time in the classroom. I was the last person that got a scholarship to Vanderbilt. I only had one scholarship offer at my house, it's from Vanderbilt University. And I ended up being the all-time leading SEC receiver in yards and catches by the time I left school. Last thing on that point, guys, when it comes to the work and understanding this, please get this. Nobody is going to appreciate your work if you don't, okay? When I was in my second year, I was struggling. I was actually playing here in Philadelphia. And I was struggling. I started kind of feeling sorry for myself. And one of my coaches came to me. He gave me a quote I'll never forget. He said, 80% of people don't care about your problems. And the other 20% are glad you have them. Okay? So now I know there is a small percentage of people that are going to be in your corner, are going to be on your side. But please understand that this world is not social media with a whole bunch of likes. You're going to have to go get it. And you have to appreciate your work, and you're going to have to nurture it, you have to focus on it, because nobody else is going to carry you to the finish line. Second point that I want to make, relationships, guys. Relationships. I cannot say this enough. And there's three ways I really want to approach this. The first one is, guys, the elders that you're going to meet, the teachers, your professors, just older students. Guys, build those connections, to build those relationships. Networking is what's going to take you to the next level. I know everybody here has heard this before. It's not about what you know, it's about who you know. Well, I'm going to tell y'all about who knows you, because I know of Barack Obama, but he don't know me, so I can't probably get a job with him tomorrow. But what I'm saying is, guys, it's those relationships. It's going to that person who is a professor, who's in charge of music at your school. Right now, this is the potential that you guys have right now is more than anybody in the room. You can go ask anybody that you want to go do something great in. Whoever's at the top of that field, you can go start a conversation with them, and they're going to want to help you because of the ambition of a 19-year-old. Because when you are 26, 27, 28, 30, and you start trying to get it, and I know people in this room can attest to it, a lot less people actually want to help you out. While you know what you want to do right now, or while you're figuring out, get around some adults who have gotten to where you want to get to, ask questions, build relationships, and start that journey to where you're trying to head. The second part, who you hang around. Relationships, guys. Who you hang around. There was a study done by USA Today, and it's kind of just, everybody pretty much knows it. They say you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time around. When I got to Vanderbilt, I noticed this. By the time I ended school, I looked at who were my best friends. And I said, you know, when you join a football team, you don't join a football team and you say, you know what? I'm about to make some friends. You will get cut. That is not the attitude of a college football player trying to be good in the SEC. But when I got to Vanderbilt, the main things that were in my head were, let me make sure I'm getting my grades. Let me make sure I'm the first in practice. Let me make sure I'm giving all-out effort and have an amazing attitude. Let me make sure I'm respectful to everybody, from the janitor to my coach, to the teachers, the professors, whoever it may be. And before I knew it, guess who my best friends were? The guys who had those same goals. Make sure you know what your foundation is, and before you know it, your foundation is going to link up with the people that you actually need to spend the most time around. Guys, bad company corrupts good judgment. Wise man once said, and I love that quote because it doesn't say that bad company corrupts judgment. It says it corrupts good judgment. You will know exactly what you are supposed to do, but if you are in the wrong circle of people, I promise you, they can press you into doing things that are contrary to your beliefs and to where you are headed. So trust me, make sure you are intentional about the people you are spending your time around. And lastly, when it comes to relational, make sure, because we talked about, you know, 2 situations where you're building these relationships to get somewhere. Don't use people. Okay? Everybody you meet has a story, and don't think that you are any better than any one of God's creations. The second you guys make it, and I see some faces in this crowd that are going to make it. This crowd up on this stage, Jamie, I know you're going to make it. When you make it, do not hesitate to help people who can't do anything for you. Okay? You pay it forward. Okay, because I read a book once and they said, why is the tallest tree in the forest the tallest tree in the forest? And I told you guys this the first time I met with you guys. The tallest tree in the forest is the tallest tree in the forest only because it didn't get cut down. It didn't get no closer to the sun than the others. It didn't soak up more water than the others. It's because it didn't get cut down. There's some kids that should be on the stage with you guys that you know that unfortunately got cut down, but you still standing. So don't ever think you bet anybody that you appreciate what God's got. First, do more than what's required. Number 2, relationships. Number 3, be the good sponge. Okay, so the first 2, you know, what you're doing, you know, kind of out actively. But when I talk about being the good sponge, what are you doing when no one's looking? What are you soaking in? If I could actually illustrate this, I guess physically, I would have brought a sponge. I would have brought 2 sponges. I would have brought 2 buckets. I would have had some clean water and some dirty water. I would have told all y'all to leave the room. I probably got that much power, but I would hope y'all would. And then I would have filled the sponges up with each water, and I would have told everybody to walk back in. And I would say, guess which one has the dirty water, and guess which one has the clean water. You can guess. You might be right. But how we ultimately know which water, which sponge has the good water in it? You gotta squeeze it. Guys, let me tell you something. You either going into getting squeezed or coming out of getting squeezed. Ask some of the adults in this room. All right? And the only way anybody's going to know what you've been soaking up in your spare time is when adversity finally hits. And I promise you it will hit. What are you doing in your spare time? When nobody's telling you to study, when you are not hanging out with your friends and you are by yourself, what are you reading? What are you watching? Who Who are you following on Twitter? Who are you spending your time around? Because I'm telling you, in the time of adversity, in the time of the storm, you will get squeezed. When you fail that first test, hopefully you don't. When you get a bad grade, you get squeezed, what's going to happen? Young men, when you finally have that girlfriend, something that happened, and y'all have a disagreement, and you finally get squeezed, how are you going to respond? Are you going to be a servant, or are you going to lash out? Young ladies, when you get in that fight with your friend, what's going to happen when you get squeezed? Are you going to be the bigger person, or are you going to be petty just like the rest? Understand, guys, this is an old Chinese proverb, and I love it. They say there's two wolves fighting inside of us at all times. It says a good wolf and there's a bad wolf. Say, which one wins? It's the one you feed. Two wolves fighting you at all times, guys. It is the one you feed. In your spare time, what are you doing and how intentional are you with it? Because I'm not here to make it easy. I'm just here to tell you guys the truth. You will get squeezed one day, and I promise you, if you are soaking in life, if you are soaking in great friendships, positivity, good energy, love, real moments with the people that you actually care about, you listen to good podcasts, you taking time to actually watch good things and put good things into your spirit, guys, when adversity comes, the only thing that will come out is something that's honorable to God. I promise you that So we got three, guys. We got, make sure, obviously, you one that's required. Number 2, relationships. Number 3, be the good sponge. And number 4 is the most important of all. I probably should have said it first, but I definitely want to end on this. Make sure you put God first. I told you guys, I don't understand, but I know someone who does. Okay? And every truth that I want to keep you to stand under is not something that I made up and conjured up in my 25-year-old mind. It's something that's been there since the fabrication of the world. Guys, I want you to understand you can do all the work you want. You can become the most successful person in the whole world. And I've been around some successful people. Okay? Trust me. But if you don't have peace, you don't have anything.
Him first.
You can build every relationship that you want. Guys, I have my beautiful mother and my beautiful wife. Okay? I love both of them. You can build every friendship you want to. You can network to as many people you want. You can become the biggest person on Wall Street. You can become an entrepreneur, all those things, guys. None of that stuff matters in eternity. Okay? None of that stuff matters in eternity. The last time I checked, even the married couples in the room, they understand this. Even one day, death will even do you part. So let me tell you something. There's a relationship that will carry you and put purpose to everything that you are doing in your life, and that is your relationship with God. If you put God first in everything that you do, and you will never, ever put any of your jobs, careers, goals, anything, you'll never put on a pedestal that it cannot hold the weight of. Okay? I'm a football player, and I'm going to tell you guys right now, football cannot hold the weight of my salvation. It cannot hold the weight. So I want to close with like I just want to say thank you guys so much for allowing me to be here to the city of Camden. I love moments like this. As I was watching the kids walk up on the stage, I started seeing Jameer tear up. I know I embarrassed you, brother. But I love that, though. I love that. We need real moments. And there is real struggle, and there are people that have counted you out. But let me tell you something. You guys have a purpose for your life. And you guys have a name, and you are beautifully created, and you were the only one ever created that will ever be you, so you be the best you that you can be, okay? And thank you guys so much again for letting me come. It's been an honor to be here.
Okay, let's give another round of applause for Jeremy. so we got you a plaque in the class of 2018, and we got you some gear. So, this say we appreciate you for being a role model and mentor. You taught us to honor the word of God, and we will prepare for the lessons of God.
Thank you all.
Next up, we have our special awards by Ms. Smith.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. At this time, I'd like to first say congratulations to the class of 2018. It has actually been my pleasure to serve as your guidance counselor for all 4 years. I wish you guys the best. I love you. Good luck in whatever you decide to do in your future. Right now, it's about you guys, so I am here to present some awards. The first set of awards is the Trailblazer Award, and it goes to a several students, who have been with us for all 4 years, East, Camden, Big Picture, and truly exemplify what Big Picture is about and what it stands for. Our first award goes to Jasmine Dickerson. We have Gloria Perez. Jamir Williams. Isaiah Mccain. Halima Scott. Diamond Dunlap. And last but not least, Aaliyah Fussell. I have 2 more awards that I'd like to give out. These 2 students came into us, freshmen, shy, a little unmotivated, and have really turned into 2 well-deserved students of this award. This award is our Most Improved Student Award, and it goes to Maisha Cologne. And Daryl Austin. All right, last but not least, I have a unanimous donation, let's just say that, for 3 well-deserved students. This is actually a $300 gift card to help you with your future endeavors. Damon Alston. Sierra Muse. And Kiara Cruz.
Next, we will have a message to our seniors from our moms, Ms. Gardner and Ms. Erica Stevens.
Yes, Dr.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'll try to not cry. Good afternoon, students, parents, guardians, and district leadership team. I would like to thank you all so much for coming out to support the best class, the class of 2018. We're going to take a trip down memory lane. So to start off a little bit about myself, 4 years ago I was placed at a school called Med East High School. I had no clue what to expect, but what I did know was they were high school students. I think to myself, how do you teach high school? I was just crawling around with young children, teaching pre-K to 5th grade. Learning how to deal with them was a challenge. Now I teach high school? Okay, well, I have to be stern. I have young men and women who I don't play around. Well, I did just that. And I also had no clue where the big picture was my first year. I looked around and I asked everyone, where's the big picture? That year, I met some really amazing educators, some pretty cool high schoolers. And the next year, I had no idea where I'd be again. Well, I landed myself a sophomore advisory at Med East High School. I think to myself, well, I have to learn so much. I enjoy teaching. How hard could it be? So the first day of my second year, I now became an advisor. I greeted all my wonderful young men and young women with a happy first day as 10th grade sign that I asked them to take a picture with. Well, I thought it was the best thing ever. And they were not so happy. That big, mean, and extremely difficult woman was now their advisor. What I had thought to be the happiest day of my life, maybe turned out not so much. Well, from that day forward, I had to prove to them that the only thing that mattered to me was you.
Take your time.
So, a funny story. On their first day in advisory, I decided to say, well guys, after today I'm collecting cell phones. That did not go over very well. They looked at me and said, I'm not giving you my cell phone. Yes, young men and young women and cell phones was just not going to work in their education. So I collect their cell phones, I called all their parents, and they were not happy still. So I walked out the room after I collected their cell phones to go do something, and one of the fine young women in my advisory walked to the back of the room, right into my desk, and quickly passed out cell phones. They all went crazy, let's just say that. When I walked back in, they're all sitting there staring at me like, I knew they had already taken the cell phones. After our first few weeks, we started settling, the students started to grow on me, and I think I may have started to grow on them. Mid-year, we turned out to what I believe to be the best advisory that Med East had to offer. Sorry, Miss East.
So I had all my advisory competing in pick-me-ups, other activities that our school had to offer at the time, and as we ended our sophomore year, I think we built a pretty amazing bond. We did a lot as an advisory. As always, I had the open door policy, so students they can come in my room during lunch, come in my room before school or after school. I was always there at 7 a.m. and I leave as late as possible to make sure that they had everything they ever needed. What'd you say? I learned what students enjoyed. We talked about our lives, we talked about our families. We made crazy Triller videos, which you were able to witness. We wrestled each other, and the list goes on and on. We did not have a unique way of bonding. Then I get hit with, oh, well, you're going to gain a few students from another advisory. I think to myself, what? I really have my students buying into and meeting the high expectations that I have set for them. The next thing that goes through my head is, will they get along? Are they going to be able to live up to Stupinski's advisory expectations? So I had absorbed the new students and a transfer as well. It took some time to get them on board, but by the end of the year, they know that Stupinski's advisory did not play around. At the end of the year, they break us the news. The school will be moving to a new building. My students and I, we packed up the room that we became very attached to, and we moved to the Hatch building. I called a few of these amazing students to help me over the summer to get our room for our junior year set up and as perfect as our last one. We pulled every staple out of the wall, we pulled all the tape off the walls, we moved things out of the room, we painted the walls and the trim as well. And now I greeted my nice 11th graders with another amazing sign, like I do every year. And this was an Instagram board. As they grew older, they knew how corny I was, so they didn't argue, they just take pictures with it. From that day forward, I think we started to grow and our relationship started to build further. Our junior year was full of ups and downs, highs and lows, but what I remember most was our advisory wars and battles. The way that we bonded as an advisory was not conventional, but it was with the glue that kept us together. If it was not everyone teaming up on Ray Sean, it was them teaming up on somebody else. Ray was a champ because as the new guy, his sophomore year, they made him earn a spot in our family. As the end of the year came to a close, we get the news, yet again, that we'll be moving to another building. We had to pack up our room and move to another room in another building, and of course, the dream team, they were behind to help me pack up and move like always. We moved to the Boys and Girls Club. Some of the students met again over the summer to help me move all of my equipment and all of my classroom. At first, we were still not sure what room we would have, but they were with me to move my PE equipment. So on the first day of school, my students showed up with, yet again, another board to take a picture on. This one was our Snapchat senior board, class of 2018. And I knew that brought more changes. We didn't have a CBPLA jam, which I know they were upset about, and so was I. So I had to make sure that this senior year was as special as possible. By the end of the day, we had a new room that we referred to as the cubby. I enjoyed decorating the room and wanted to make it the most special room we could have. It was very small, but I had to make it the best cubby ever. We were all disappointed at first, but it grew on us. The room became cozy, and I tried to make it home, and I think by the end of the year, we became the most comfortable in it. Many things didn't go the way that I hoped for the senior year. They were frustrated, and so was I. We had so many changes made, everything was different. From classes changing to schedules changing to less time spent in advisory and more time away from me. I was disappointed, but I know I had to keep pushing, and I know that this year would fly by and there would be tons of work to be done. This was the most stressful year of the three. I'm sorry, guys. I was not prepared for the college prep, for the STPs, and the list goes on and on. When it came time to apply for college, I wanted to give up. I had no clue what I was doing. I had to look for support from Ms. Smith and many of the other educators. I had to do my own research, and I had to help them find scholarships because I thought that was my job, and that's what was most important. If my students are successful, I will be successful. I pushed each student because I know that's all of it. I know that's what they are capable of, and I expected nothing but the best for them and their choices. As the year came to a close, we still had so much to complete to get to where we are today. We had an amazing and extremely memorable trip to Disney, a spectacular prom that was hosted by Jasmine Dickerson, and they are just a few things, and the list goes on and on. So we're here to celebrate the class of 2018, and before we do that, I have a few things that I would like to say about a few of the students. Ananda, the quiet one who never wanted to be in my advisory. Talia, I will never forget our love-hate relationship. I know you didn't see eye to eye in most cases, but you grew over the past few years on me. What I do know is that you have a huge heart under that thick skin. Unique. I know we may have had a ton of ups and downs, but I know under that hard shell is something special, and I wish you the best of luck. Corey, I know I drove you crazy, and same goes for me. I drove you crazy and you drove me crazy, but I also am completely excited to see what your future holds, and I can't wait to hear all about it. Jasmine Trueblood, where do I start? One thing I will never forget is that what I will never forget about you is that when you start to get cranky, make sure you have food. The love for chicken and the mess you create when eating any meal that you have will be an image that will never go away. Shamika, it took me a whole year to get to the point, but I figured out you are not a morning person. I hope that your professor learns faster than me, or I hope that you didn't pick morning classes. I'm going to miss my morning hub. Diamond, I have so many memories from our countless hours spent preparing for the haunted house, but one thing I want to forget is that laugh. Nasim, wrestling you our junior year and winning is something I will never forget. But no, when you become a state trooper, I'm always here for backup. 10-4. Rayshawn, from day one I knew I gained a special young man. You were always there to back me up when my advisor was getting on me. They were so mad because I gave you your own personal desktop, and they had to take turns using the one in the back of the room. Your mom raised a strong, intelligent, respectful, and extremely caring young man. I wish you nothing but the best and look forward to seeing you protect and serve your community. Halima, traveling and presenting for Education Reimagined, our late night pizza parties with Angel and Tanaj, you know. All of the adventures and things that we were experienced on our journey, but most of all, the times I will remember and cherish the most are you allowing me to be a part of your life. Anaya, my beautiful butterfly, I cannot wait to see you grow into an amazing realtor or hairstylist. Cece, when you were placed in my advisory, I was so happy. Well then, I gained a growth. Jasmine Dickerson, I'm not sure where to start, but what I do know is I will save money on food. I will have no one to eat my leftovers. I will save on gas money from the trips home or the trips to work and trips in the elevator that you weren't allowed on anyway. And when you get mad, the food. Daryl, every time I talk to you, you make my day that much better. You are a sweet, caring, and a super funny young man. I am glad I had the opportunity and pleasure working with you this year. Jay Muir, I love you like my son and treat you as though you are. With that being said, I am so proud of you. You have grown and matured so much, but you also have a long way to go. And I can't wait to see you be an amazing teacher. Yasmin, FaceTiming near Cooper Hospital, you know why. When you try to hook me up with the doctor. Debbie, from the quiet lady who never spoke to the person I can't get to stop talking. And I'm so proud of you in our magical trip that we had to Disney. I can't wait to see where you're headed. Jermaine, you have grown on me like a ward. Whenever we have a conversation, you brighten my day. I enjoy your outlook on life and your passionate and caring personality. And your John Cena voice, of course. The most memorable moment I could say that we had together was when you were eating tacos in Mexico when we were in Disney, and this is you being Gordon Ramsay. You talking about the food was succulent, juicy, and it has a spectacular taste. Kiera, your spirit fingers, that's all I can say. Will, our amazing camping trips, Will was always there to start the fires. He would be up late helping to make sure that it stayed lit. And I'll never forget his first camping trip when he brought his guitar. Zay. We never really built a relationship till this year, but our amazing trip to DC made me realize what an amazing and special young man you are. Class of 2018. There are so many things I'm going to miss about you, from the late night text messages to the phone calls, asking for rides to work in the morning, helping you with assignments, and asking to use me as a reference, advisory dinners, car breakdowns. Ms. Stepinski, come help, my car is broken down. Shopping, camping, Disney, and many other laughs that we had. I will cherish all of our memories together and look forward to hearing about your many new memories that you will create on the next chapter in your life. I wish you all the best, and no, I'm only a phone call or a text message away. I love you guys.
Thank you. Thank you, parents. Thank you, families. Thank you, friends. Thank you, board members, mentors, and colleagues. Good morning. Good afternoon, Lieblings. My, how we have all changed. I have had the honor of working with these students, some since the first day they entered what was then Met East, as barely out of 8th graders for their summer program. We have been through first loves. We have been through profound personal loss. We have been through senior requirement triumphs. The college roller coaster, camping trips, Emerson, Chaucer, autoethnographies, projects, math packets, school lunches, meatballs and mashed potatoes, and Disney. I have watched, advised, modeled, listened, coached, and most of all, loved you all. And finally, from me, you will get brevity. You are trailblazers. You are ready for your first steps. In this time, it is your time. In all my years, and since you always ask, I am 212 years old, I have learned 6 key things to life. Number 1, do something for someone else. Do not have an expectation when you do. It will feed your soul. Number 2, laugh. Laugh at yourself, laugh with your friends, laugh heartily, laugh joyously, laugh often. Life is too hard without laughter. Number 3, work hard. Work hard. Find what you love and strive to do your best. When everything is finished, get up and do more, more, more. Work happens, real work happens, when everyone else is resting. Number 4, feast and famish. Feast on compliments. Give them often, accept them often. Know your value. Know the value of the people in your lives. Fast on negativity. It gets you nothing. Period. Number 5, develop an attitude of gratitude. I started this speech with thank yous. Say thank you to someone every day. You cannot live without the other people in your lives. So say thank you and appreciate what they do for you. If you get to the end of the day and you said thank you to no one, say thank you to your higher power. Number 6, yay. Floss. This goes for everyone, not just graduates. And someone tell my dad I said this. In your lives, you mean so much to your family and your friends. Learn from everyone and their experiences as you blaze your trail. In life, everything will change. Take this as a challenge. Sometimes you don't get what you want, but you do get what you need. Work hard. You have the power of greatness inside you. Everyone here has seen it, everyone here supports it, and everyone here expects it. You are graduating trailblazers. You are the class of 2018. As I started with a thank you, I will model a final thank you. Thank you to all of you who have touched my life and made me better. I love you, Leavings.
Next, we have a thank you by Yasmin Trueblood.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Yasmin, and I'll be attending RCGC/Rowing. Leadership. A leader is someone who is willing to do what is right, not what is easy, and is close enough to relate to others, but far enough ahead to motivate them. Leadership is not about titles or positions. It is about one life influencing another. This person has led me to believe that I can make a change not only in myself, but in my city. Since my freshman year, this person has showed me how much he really cares about this school district. By sitting in meetings with students and parents for hours getting feedback on our school system, answering numerous questions, being an assistant basketball coach, and going from school to school to see what he can do to make the students have a better learning environment. Not only do him and his team allow student voices to be heard, but they also take action on what they heard. Below poverty, hopeless, broken, and the highest crime rate are all the rumors we hear day to day about Camden. If I wasn't from here and didn't know how Camden really was, I wouldn't take the time out to become a superintendent. So I'm going off the dome right now because the rest of my speech is not here. So it's from the heart. So I would like to give a special thanks to the superintendent, Mr. Paymar Hanafer, for always believing in all the Camden City School District students. I interned at the Board of Education on the 7th floor with my great mentors, Ms. Sheena and Maisa. And every Wednesday that I'm there, he's always at school trying to get feedback from students, trying to help and see what he can do to make our school district better. So, I would like to present the superintendent with this play, Infinite Gratitude, presented to Paymar Hanafer for consistently supporting students in Camden in the Camden Big Picture Learning Academy. We'll forever be grateful and love from us.
Thank you, Yasmin. That means more to me than you may know. So thank you so much. Ebion, I want to thank you for your openness. I want to thank you for the elegance by which you shared what you shared. And I just want you to know we love you, we're proud of you, and we're here for you. Mr. Matthews, I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here. I don't know about y'all, but I've heard a lot of commencement speeches, and that was about as compelling and authentic a speech I've ever heard. noticed what I noticed, which is he literally didn't look down at notes the entire time and just spoke from the heart. And 25 years old, I think we just heard from a future NFL head coach or a future mayor or governor, president. And I can tell you this, I grew up right outside of Vanderbilt University in Tennessee, diehard SEC fan. Compared to Alabama, his linemen did look like the Pats. It's always really nice being at BPLA because I know so many of the students on a personal level. Y'all are a small, cohesive, family-like school. My basketball guys, well, I'm talking about the ones I coached, and my basketball girls. Yasmin, Evian, Jameer. There's so much I want to say to you all, but I'm going to be very brief. I'm going to say just two things, and I know your parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, everyone will agree with the first one, which is it is going to get harder before it gets easier. It's going to get harder before it gets easier. But the only other thing I just want to tell you is if you've gotten to this point, you will absolutely go wherever else you want to go. We are so proud of you. Congratulations, class.
Okay, so as we close out today's ceremony, we would like to give gratitude to the people that helped us make this possible. Looking back, we remember all the positive and the negative things that happened not only this year, but the past 4 years. We couldn't get through these challenging times without the support from you all. So fellow graduates, take a moment to reflect on the people that supported you mentally and school-wise. We would like to thank all of the parents that are here today because you helped your child navigate through the world and reach this milestone. Raising young adults isn't an easy job, but it's all worth it when it comes to this point. We would also like to thank all of the teachers, counselors, and other staff members for keeping us in the right direction. For always being that second family from 8:30 to 2:55, and sometimes even later than that. Lastly, we would like to thank the mentors and the counselors for always being mentor and coaches, for always being the extra hands in our life, for always giving us advice and helping us learn right from wrong. All we can do is give our humble thanks to you all and promise that we will keep pushing forward in life and never look back. So fellow graduates, please help me give a round of applause to our support system.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can we please give our graduates another round of applause? Because this is the time we've all been waiting for. Graduates, please rise.
Unique Ferguson. Ananda Robinson Minister. Evian Feliciano.
Yeah, Bubba.
Tajamir.
Go ahead. All right, Simone. We see you.
Sean Brown. Nasim Henson. Nasir Henson. Shamika Mobley. Aaliyah Fussell. Jasmine Trueblood. Dan Austin. Isaiah Mccain.
That's my brother.
Wilfred Rivera. Sierra Muse. Dickerson. Lober. Celine Brown. Asia Fisher. Anaya Fisher.
Please give our soon-to-be graduates a round of applause. At this time, it is my honor to inform you that the members of Camden Big Picture Learning Academy's class of 2018 have met the graduation requirements as set forth by the State Department of New Jersey and the Camden City School District. I recommend to the Advisory Board President, Ms. Catherine Blackshear, and Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Payman Rahanafar, that each of these graduates be recognized as graduates from Camden Big Picture Learning Academy. Camden City community, families, Ms. Blackshear, and members of the Advisory Board, I present to you the class of 2018.